What's up, comic and pop culture fans? This is James with Mint Hunter Comics, and apologies, I'm coming to you from the office. Didn't have time to do a real shoot for you, so the sound might be a little bit off in here to what you're used to, but I thought I'd get this story out. I was actually telling this last night, and it dawned on me, like, you know what? This actually would be a pretty good story for like a one-time video for the channel. So, basically, here's the tragedy of Batman 189. So let me set the stage for you. I had a Batman guy, right? This was my dude that I went for all the high-grade Batman stuff. So Batman like 150 all the way to, let's say, like 230. So like we're definitely into the Silver Age at this point. We're looking at books from the 60s. Gorgeous books. So this guy, quite honestly, I don't remember how I got his number. I think I bought like a Batman 170 something from him, and I thought it was unbelievably high grade, maybe off of eBay, and I got his number from eBay back when you could do that. Messaged him and he gave it to me, and for a couple years he was my go-to Batman guy. So I would buy one or two because he was always really hesitant. Like every few months I would reach out to him and be like, hey, you trying to move anything else? And he'd be like, yeah, I can get rid of my Batman 180, I can get rid of my Batman 195. Now the reason why I kept coming back to this guy is these books were, the lowest book I ever got from him was about an 8.5. The highest, my Batman 194, not a key, but no joke, I could literally probably get a 9.8, maybe a 9.6 for that book. That's how crispy these Silver Age books are. You don't find them in that condition very often. Now, if you look at my Batman collection, it's funny because there's stuff I find at flea markets and stuff that's maybe like a 5.0, and then randomly there's this crispy as hell, off the rack looking Batman 195 or something. All my crispiest Batmans are all from this dude. So, 2 years, maybe more, I had been slowly getting comic books from this guy. And he charged accordingly. He priced his books as if they were high grade. So, and I was happy to pay him because I never run into these books remotely this sharp anywhere else. So I was a happy customer of 2 years. We had a nice, good thing going there. I got a couple keys from him, actually. I did get that first Penguin cover in the bronze, I forget. Yeah, some good books for sure. Now, oh, you know what I got from him? I actually got the first appearance of Ra's al Ghul from him, too. Yeah, and that was really sharp. Anyway, so, one day, I was like, hey man, and I knew I wanted a 189. I was like, I'm looking to buy some keys. Do you think you could maybe part with any of the keys? I know you're not going to part with that Riddler cover. I know you're not going to part with your Poison Ivy. What about your 189? Could we maybe have a talk about that? And so for a couple weeks, he was like, I don't know. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And finally, he comes back to me. He's like, yeah, I could sell the 189. And we talked about a price, and I said, we agreed to a price that was definitely kind of top dollar for a raw version of that book. This Scarecrow key we're talking about here. So, anyway, I did say, I remember I said, now this guy had a really old phone, so like his pictures were always spotty, but I had basically stopped asking for pictures at this point just because I've gotten probably 25 books from him at this point and everything was gorgeous. But I did ask for a picture, and he gave me this really kind of crappy picture in bad lighting and everything like that. And I guess the plastic over the book like caught the light perfectly, and it made a whole glare, so I couldn't actually see any of the spine on this book. But I literally, like, I knew it was high grade because that's just how this guy rolls. So I was like, all right, let's do it. Paid the man, and the book arrived. And when I tell you that this book maybe could have gotten a 4 or 5 if CGC or CBCS was nice to me. Not mangled, like it was still fully intact, obviously. It was littered with spine ticks all the way down. It's like what you would probably find if you're going to find that key. That's the version you'd probably find. But I had built a rapport of 2 years. Like I said, the lowest I ever got from this dude probably would have gotten an 8.5. Everything was in the 9s. Some of the stuff was in the high 9s for Silver Age books. So I messaged him and I was like, hey, you know, when I reached out, I was looking for books initially over like an 8. I remember when I first messaged him, I said, let me talk about books over what you think would be an 8.0. And I was like, I gotta tell you, I paid top dollar for a very, very high grade 189. This thing, it's looking more like a 4.0. You know what, buddy? I might have to send this one back to you. I'm really only looking for that high grade. He never responded, and he actually blocked my number. 2 years of trust. 2 years of getting 9.4, 9.6, 9.2 looking Silver Age books. Finally, I spend a bunch of money on a 189, and it's janky, and then he just drops me. And you know what? Some of you are going to ask, have you sold it? No, I literally can't. I literally need to wait like 30 years for what I paid for it to be like the new low grade price. Because I definitely overpaid for this freaking thing. And I couldn't get probably half of what I paid for it if I were to sell it as like a raw kind of low mid price, which is what it is. So moral of the story, guys, is make sure you're building trust. But even if trust is firmly established, still get those pictures. Still see books in person. If you're making a big key purchase, make sure you check it out in person. I thought I was safe with this guy. That would have been like my 25th book or whatever that I bought from him. Hey, if anyone wants a high grade or wants to sell a high grade Batman 189 all these many years later, I still need one. Let me know. As always, guys, happy Friday and keep on hunting.